Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, portfolio manager at Revere Asset Management. Today is Friday, November 28th, 4:08 p.m. coming to you from Vienna, Virginia. I'm back home for holidays, and I hope you guys have had a great Thanksgiving day and a great rest of your week. So, video coming out a little bit later than the market closed. I recorded 25 minutes before, quite thorough video, and turns out Zoom only recorded this page that we're currently on for all 25 minutes. So redoing it here, re-recording. We'll try to be as thorough as possible. And let's jump right into it. State of the market, we're in an uptrend since November 25th. We had a crazy 180 turn of events from a head and shoulders breakdown last week to recovering that and heading back to highs this week, reclaiming all cumulative averages. Looking at the GROTECTION gauge, we have 4 coveted green arrows. Market leaders are up. Short-term, medium-term, long-term are all up. And therefore, we're in grow mode. What happened today? Market's green every single day this short week. 21 over 21 list up 1.35%. 13 stocks up, 1 neutral, 7 down. Turbo 12 up 1.06%. 9 stocks up, 1 neutral, 2 down. Big 8 up 0.78%, RG8 up 0.76%, S&P 500 up 0.54%, RSP up 0.45%, Qs up 0.81%, QQEW up 0.90%, Dow Jones up 0.61%, mid caps up 0.45%, Russell up 0.58%, Global 60/40 equities bonds up 0.26%, protection up 0.71%, and turbo up 1.18%. So as always, jumping right into it, starting off with the chart of the S&P 500. What we've seen this week is failed breakdowns, undercut reclaims of October 10th lows, and now forming these double bottom type patterns like this. Classical pivot point is that midpoint of the double bottom. This is S&P 500. Looking really good now, reclaiming the 8, 21, and 50-day moving averages. RSP, similar action, undercut reclaim that area, now back above the 8, 21, and 50. We're looking to break continued all times here in the equal weighted index, back above that weekly left side peak as well. RSP up 3.11% on the week, S&P up 3.73% on the week. Q's up 4.89% on the week, reclaiming the 10-week moving average after finding support on the 20-week moving average. Another similar situation, undercut reclaim of this double bottom break. Now we broke above those 2 highs, 10.10 and 11.20, back above the 8, 21, and 50-day moving averages as well. QQEW reclaimed the 8, 21, 50, just reclaimed the 50 today. Similar action with these double bottom type setups. You can see 1 bottom, 2 bottom, and then you can see this midpoint area right here. Dow Jones also undercut reclaim of this 46,400 area, back above the 821 and 50-day moving averages. Mid caps looking to break out, similar action, double bottom base breakout. Russell also double bottom base, undercut reclaim the 821 and 50, and now testing 2,500. The VIX, really good action, dropping below 20. We're entering this sub 20 area, which is conducive for swing trading, position trading, especially going long with smooth trending moves and lower volatility on the indexes. The dollar continues to find resistance at this 100 level, and the 200-day moving average breaking below the 821 as well. Gold, amazing action as the dollar weakens. Break this triangle flag formation up 1.6% today and 3.99% on the week. Silver shine today, broke out of this base flag up 5.74% today and up 13% on the week. IBIT Bitcoin found support back at one of these election gap up or post-election gap up lows, almost to the penny. Reclaim the EMA, finding a little resistance here with the 21 still looming above. We saw the highest volume on IBIT on this capitulation low, potential capitulation low, but we're seeing volume contract here. So we'll see if this just turns into a bear flag that forms and we break down, or that was the low and we continue higher. Bonds also, yields are retreating with probability of the rate cut being back on the table. We'll go over that in a second. Bonds back over the 821 and 50, and then TLT similar action as well, back above the 821 and 50 day. So that's it for the inter-asset correlation. I'll quickly review some breadth. What we're seeing is something really great here. For Deep Market Monitor is a breadth indicator I look at. We rarely bring this up, but we have in the past. We saw 4 breadth rest days of the last 4 days. These dark green stocks up 4% plus. We're starting to see the primary indicator as well. Look to turn green, which is when there's more stocks up 25% plus in the quarter versus down. You can see the rate of change of stocks up started decelerating and now accelerating to the upside. And stocks down 25% plus in the quarter has a negative rate of change. So when this flips, that'll turn green. And oftentimes that's a nice on and off signal for when to buy strength and breakouts. We're seeing some secondary indicators turn green as well, which is a good sign. Continue on, look at Nasdaq net highs and lows. We're seeing net highs back into the markets and starting to cluster up, which is a great sign after persistent net lows for a few weeks. The NASI has been in oversold territory for the last month, has just hooked up as well. MACD is just starting to hook up, and RSI is looking to get back above 30. So that's more tailwinds for potential breadth coming back to the market. Another good sign is CNN fear and greed. He's still at 24 extreme fear after this 5-day move, which is a really good sign. Really just what happened was last week shook everyone out, undercut, and now we're ripping it back higher. So we'll see if this continues to stick all of December into the Fed, which is December 10th. So that's that. I should not have exited that out. Let me bring up a new window here, bring up market search again. I want to bring up the tail of the tape now. VIX, we talked about it at 16.52 sub 20. That's conducive for smoother trading. I would actually love to see that drop below 15. We're operating on the bull case right now. We rallied above the 21 EMA November 26th. News. Today was some surprising news. The CME saw some cooling failures in their data centers, and that led to trading halts in equity future indexes, treasuries, commodities. So it definitely caused a lot of liquidity questions and issues in early trading in the AMs. FOMC is December 10th. The probability of the rate cut is up to 85% now. And we have an important inflation report next Friday for PC8, which is the Fed's primary inflation gauge. So that'll be important to see what comes back from that reading. Today's keys, we're watching the S&P versus the 21 EMA. We close above that. The Qs versus the 21 EMA, we close above that as well. The Russell versus 21, we close above that, but all below all-time highs still. Day count up 4 days to 5 days, 3 days above the 8 EMA and 3 days above the 21 EMA. Strong sectors today: energy, tech, communications. Silver, of course, is really strong. WGMI, copper, gold miners, and stocks. Bonds were down. Dollar was down. Builders and healthcare. In GROTECTION, we bought GH, SMDK, NAIL, and SLV. 1.18 beta, 6.46%. Rebar, GH, really nice action. Broke out this flag above 100. And now pulling back on contracting volume, which is perfect into the 8 EMA. We also bought some SMDK, 1% size on the 21 EMA reclaim and hold. Bought some NAIL, so we're looking at ITB. Big thrust above the 50-day and all cumulative averages. Today's a tight day. Decided to take a small position there. We also, let me bring that back. Also, finally bought some SLV and GROTECTION with a break into new all-time highs. Turbo detection, bought Tesla EQ2 SNDK, 1.32 beta, 6.88% balance at risk. Tesla, the premise was an undercut reclaim of 411, also reclaim of 8 and 21. And the 10-week moving average, which is at 426.84. So that's looking good here. The last level I'm looking at is that 50-day moving average. EQT natural gas has been a dominant theme, powering the data centers and providing electricity to individual Households as well broke out this flag, really nice pattern, really nice cup with handle. And we'll see what happens in that last 61 area level. And finally, SNDK, we also took a starter as well. So bottom line is markets green every single day this short week. For Monday, we're watching S&P versus the 21 EMA and all-time highs, watching the Qs versus the 21 EMA and all-time highs, and we're also watching the Russell versus the 21 EMA and all-time highs. Jumping right into it, I wanted to talk about rare earths real quick. REMX, really nice cup with handle. Watching that 75 level. Tesla is one of my favorite names. Look at the monthly chart. Multi-year base, 1 to 2 year move. Multi-year base, 1 to 2 year move. And now we have a 4-year base again. So potential catalyst in the future is humanoid, robotaxis, and energy storage. Any surprise catalyst to those sectors, and I could see Tesla head back into another 1 to 2 year move. Finally, TMDX is another name I really like. The monthly chart, more important, the weekly chart. Really nice volatility contraction, really symmetrical base. Earnings line has been trending up as the stock has gone sideways. You can see 2025 earnings estimates $2.59. Next year's $2.86, up from $1.01. That was 2024. So we've gone nowhere, but the earnings have risen. So that's definitely a good sign as well as revenues. Jumping now into the 21 over 21 list. Let's go over the top movers and then the top losers. Let's do the top 5. Cohere was up 18% on the week, up 7% today, breaking down this flag. This is part of the optical components, cables for transferring data at lightning speed in data centers, really critical to the AI infrastructure build out. Light is in the same group, just an amazing move, breaking out of 170. And now it's almost doubled, closing at about 330 today. Just trending above the 8 and 21 EMAs, vertical trend on the weekly, holding the 10-week moving average. SNDK, memory name, reclaimed the 21 EMA today, up 3.61%. Both Turbo and Grow took a starter in it. CLS, breaking this downtrend line, undercut, reclaimed the 50, 8, and 21. And this just continues the trend ever since the AI revolution began, late 2022, 2023, 2024. It's just amazing. From $12 to 370, almost a 40x in a way, from sub 10 in this initial breakout here in 2022 to 317. MU is a memory name as well. Found support the 50 upside reversal, and now we've reclaimed the 8 EMA. I'd love to see what happens at 250 in this potential overhead supply here. EXE up 2.7%. Energy name breaking out of the cup with handle. ALB is a lithium miner, up 2.4%, making new highs as well. GDX, gold miners, along with gold, has been really strong out of their flag. And then Sienna, strong action too, up 2%. On the downside, Lilly, some rotation out of healthcare, which is normal after their extended runs, down 2.6%. Wayfair was down 1.6%, but still well above the 8 EMA and still an inside day. INCY closed below 8 EMA, another leading healthcare name, pulling back. Then LUV down 0.7%, really just inside day, nothing wrong there. Then ISRG is pretty much flat. In Turbo 12, TSEM broke out this flag into new all-time highs. This is part of the Google TPU infrastructure stack. You can look at Google real quick. Just an amazing move, holding right at all-time highs. Another company part of their AI stack, providing infrastructure for TPUs is Avgo, flying into new all-time highs. We talked about at it's not T7, it's actually TMI. So wrong name, but still the Google infrastructure stack has been really powerful. LQDA, Liquidia, seeing quadruple digit revenue growth last quarter, near triple digit earnings growth. We're looking to turn a profitable quarter next quarter with another quadruple digit growth. And we're seeing estimates in triple digits and quadruple digits for earnings and revenues, which is just extraordinary. So This one broke out a couple candle. RS line is making a new high with the price as well. And this is just all the action that we look for. SPHR, the sphere, making new highs as well. Nothing too much to say there, up 2%. SQM, up 2%. Fertilizer, chemicals, and minor. And COM was up 1% today, looking to make a new high. On the downside, all we had was DOCN flagging here at the 21 EMA. This will probably exit our list as, it's just chopping around, doing nothing in the stage one base, and we could probably put a better stock on there. GSAT bounced up the EMA. Rumors are that SpaceX might require their satellite part of their business. Frog earnings continuation setup out of this flag, 47% earnings growth, 26% revenue growth. And then Grail and GH, we talked about those cancer diagnostic names holding up really strong and trending really nicely. So we talked about the indexes, really crazy 180 reversals from last week's action. And we've seen that breadth went from very negative to very positive. That's after a pullback and correction is a potential great sign, as we call it, a breath thrust. We might have like breath thrust even today, actually, or it might come next week, which would definitely signal very bullish action, potential start to a new uptrend. The VIX, like I said, below 20, so that presents an environment where you can see smoother trends and less volatility in the indexes. We went over the 21 over 21 list, went over the Turbo 12. Healthcare, pharma, biotech are the strongest themes, but we're seeing the optical areas strong as well, and now new participation like in gold, silver, rare earths, and semis. Next Friday, we have PCE, inflation data for the Fed, and then the following week, we have the Fed FOMC, which is what all the markets are looking at right now. You can see CME Fed Watch tool, probability of rate cuts up to 87% now. This was down to 25% just a week ago, and it was at 100% a month ago. So the swings in the probabilities of the rate cut has caused swings in the markets. So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up for today's video. It's Friday, November 28th. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at ted@revereasset.com. My Twitter X is TedHZhang. Phone is 855 Real Wealth. That's 855-732-5932. Website is revereasset.com, and our social medias are on YouTube, X, Instagram, and TikTok, also at Revere Asset. So I'm going to wrap it up. This is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great Black Friday and Cyber Monday and rest of your holiday week. And we're heading to the holiday season with Christmas coming up in about 25 days. So hope everyone rested and have a good rest of your week and weekend.